How are you?
Well, so I've had a little bit of an emotional day today. Actually, not emotional, not like that. I feel like, okay, what's the definition of emotional? Um, I've had some shit going on. So I feel like it's been like this, like anxiety and heart palpitations
It's
and
like a
like,
lot of it's a lot of pivoting.
yeah, but not by choice.
No.
It's been like, and to
Whiplash? Could we call it whiplash?
yes, actually, that's a perfect term. So I feel like this can be applied to anything, right? But to give a little bit of backstory so people understand what I'm talking about, it's nothing. It's not like life or death, right? It's just a contract issue with work. But so it's a real estate transaction, and it's been like this since 7 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out like not how to avoid like those feelings because it's okay to, have all the feelings, but maybe how to manage them better. I don't know. Maybe how to, I don't want to say not care
Mm.
because I care about my clients getting screwed over so
Yeah.
deeply,
Mm-hmm.
but how to, I guess, manage my own stress dealing with it.
Mm-hmm. You know what's funny is I didn't even think about this when we started talking about this offline, but today I had a conversion call for a client,
Hmm.
and she said something about it being organized chaos.
Okay.
And I was like, well, that's real estate, baby.
Mhm.
So I'm used to that. But I think it's also sometimes the acceptance and that you can't control
Yeah.
what is happening, right?
Yeah.
And so it's because it is real estate. Real estate is very chaotic. Whether you're an agent, you're a transaction coordinator, you're an operator, you're a team owner, rainmaker, whatever, is it is real estate. And so it is chaotic. And I think, for me, it's just the acceptance of it, and it's kind of like you kind of gotta like handle the punches.
Hmm.
Don't get me wrong, when I have days like you're having, I am more like real estate, but when you're outside of it, I think it's kind of like you're just like, well, it's just another day in real estate.
I think you're right. So we do have to accept it that, and I don't think people outside of real estate understand that. Like I
Oh
don't.
no, because I work with a lot of people new in real estate, and it is hilarious, and you're like, oh no, this is normal, and they're like, oh my gosh, and you're
Yeah.
like, no, this is just another day.
Well, and
Mm-hmm.
it's people think, that real estate's just so easy, right? I was just telling you somebody just got licensed and thought they could do this whole transaction and like they do not know what they're
No.
doing. You are literally dealing with people's biggest purchases and sales sometimes, their
Mm-hmm.
biggest
Yeah.
assets. You are in control of it and you can screw it up for your buyer or seller so easily by not knowing stuff. There are so many contracts, and I hope this
Mm-hmm.
does scare somebody into like thinking twice. They should think twice who they hire and their experience. That's for damn sure. But
Mm-hmm.
it's this like craziness that anything can happen at any time. Like that's what I was saying.
Mm-hmm.
This somebody can try to back out of a deal days before closing. Somebody can like anything can happen. I've heard a story where like the house burned down the day before closing. Who's
Mm-hmm.
who's got to deal with that? You know what I mean?
My mom is working on a transaction right now, and the seller died.
Yeah.
I mean, like, what
So,
do you do?
yeah. So then it goes to probate or who's the new owner, right? Like
Mm-hmm. Totally.
there's so many things that can happen. And so
Mm-hmm.
you're right. It is like being in our roles, just accepting that it's possible, but also
Mm-hmm.
trying to control the reaction. And also, you said it, there's things we can't control, right?
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
cannot control a buyer backing out days before closing.
Right.
I want to, but this is a lesson for us in all aspects of our life. I was talking to one of my
Mm-hmm.
girlfriends this morning about it. Like, if we can't control it,
Mm-hmm.
how do we manage our emotions and reactions to it?
Well, I think too, like, so we have an investor right now, and they bought a property with an HOA. which we tell all the time, don't buy in an HOA. And they didn't do the full due diligence on the CC&Rs.
Oh no.
So now they're fighting with the HOA. And you're like, okay, well, we told you to verify. We asked you. You said, okay, you knew. Okay, great. As a third-party transaction coordinator, like we had your approval that you were good to go.
Mm-hmm. And that's
And
their
now
responsibility.
they might have to sell the property. Yeah, now they might have to sell the property. Buyer to verify. It's always buyer to verify. And but the client, of course, is freaking out, and my team's not, because it's like, we can't control any of it. We can't control that you weren't paying attention fully, that you took someone's word for it. We can't control that. Now he owns numerous businesses, and we're just like, the way that he's responding, we're like, buddy, like, if you own businesses, like, this is like a non-issue, right? Now it's just going into solution mode. So I think it's when you can control it, just going into solution mode.
Mm-hmm. Well, and you're right. So you can control that aspect, right? So it's the, okay,
Mm-hmm.
what next? Like the logical side of things. Okay, what can I do?
Yeah.
What can I control?
Mm-hmm.
How can I respond?
Right.
I feel like I'm good at those solutions
Mm-hmm.
after my minor freak out, right?
Yeah.
And then one email
But like for you
changes
too, and 100%. Well, and then like your situation, right? You can't control the buyer, but what you can control is that you've made sure that your client, the seller, is good to go, right?
everything. And knowing,
I mean, that's
in this situation, knowing the possible outcomes and knowing where the buyer is wrong, what the contracts
mm-hmm.
say. So knowing the contracts is like the
Yeah,
biggest piece of this right now, and it's a matter of
100%.
somebody getting earnest money or not for $100,000. Like, who gets it? Well,
Mm-hmm.
good thing I know the contracts, and my seller's probably going to keep it because the buyer's at fault, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but
Totally.
it's this like, it's this controlling, it's just the regulation of emotions, right? I told you before we got on, like,
Mm-hmm.
I've literally had like almost 3 heart attacks today. It's because of my own
Yeah.
like anxiety and care and like frustration with the situation. But
Mm-hmm.
it's
Totally.
what we do to control that. So, okay, simple and sounds cheesy, but like breathing techniques, right? That
Well, and
sound,
sometimes you just have to take a walk,
yes.
and just like, I mean, there's been times where I'm just like, okay, I'm not dealing with this right now. I'll come back to it.
Hmm. Taking a minute.
Or and also understanding what is your role in it. Like if something like that I have been tasked with recently, I won't say too much, but okay, I've been tasked with this new role, and I cannot make anyone pay a bill, move money into a different account. I don't have access to the accounts to do it myself. Like, you just kind of sit and you just send your reminders, right? Don't
Yeah.
forget to do this. Don't forget to do this. So I think it's also like understanding your role in it,
Hmm.
and not,
What part of
I
it
don't know,
you own?
maybe in just what part of it you own, what part of it, I mean, maybe it's just my situation recently and I just kind of like going with the flow with a whole bunch of other stuff. Maybe I should care more and I don't. But it's just like, not what is my problem.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. What is in your lane?
Mm-hmm. What hat is it? My hat, or is it someone else's hat?
Hmm.
And just kind of taking a step back and a little bit of a walk on it and going, that's actually not on me.
Yeah.
I'm good.
I think it's important for the take a beat part, right? Especially
Yeah.
because if you're like me, I like to react really quickly. I get the email about it. And
Same.
the first thing I do is I want to click reply and blah, 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 right? That wouldn't
Mm-hmm.
have solved anything, and that would have not
Mm-hmm.
held the deal together because we ended up
Right.
shockingly holding it together as of 38 minutes ago, right? But
Right. Right.
the reaction, I think that's maybe the biggest lesson in all of this right now for me is how quickly you react and what is that reaction. And that's what we show our kids
Mm-hmm.
too. When I'm getting
Mm-hmm.
frustrated about bedtime, how quickly am I reacting? How quickly am I like
Mm-hmm.
taking a minute to like control? We just talked about this with the patience episode.
Totally.
It all runs in the same context, right? But taking a minute
Totally.
and figuring out how we respond and what does that look like, and maybe not responding right away.
Mm-hmm.
Probably most of the time, not responding
100%.
right away.
Well, and then it kind of goes into like picking your battles, right?
Hmm.
Or like what actually needs to be said or done about it. Or is it, triggering on something else, right? Like for me, like a lot of the times I just need to like vent to Joseph and call it a day
Hmm.
and then
Hmm.
just move on.
Right. Because it's also protecting yourself from how it may look if you vent to to the wrong, not the wrong person, but like the person in the situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you
Well, your response, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because let's say there's a situation at work, and instead of responding right away to that person, you go talk to Joseph and you're venting to him, right? You vent to me, you vent to
Mm-hmm.
him, whoever, instead of reacting to the situation at work where that could then make things worse
Mm-hmm.
instead of blowing over.
Totally.
And it also gives you some space to have a different perspective, space to think
Mm-hmm.
on things so it's not your initial reaction, which may not be good if you're
Totally.
me. Um,
Totally.
right? And people tend to calm down over a little bit of time away from the situation,
Mm-hmm.
right?
100%. Because you're taking that step out of the situation and just
Mhm.
getting that different perspective.
I mean, that goes for any argument, even with a family member, with a
Mm-hmm.
spouse, like anybody, coworker, spouse. Like, take a
Mm-hmm.
beat. You don't want to regret things either that you may say. You want to
Totally.
make it worse. You want to collect your thoughts,
Mm-hmm.
right? I mean, that's the same
Oh, totally.
same rules that would apply to me dealing with this contract situation, right?
Totally. Or dealing with bedtime, right? The other night I was like, oh, it's 9 o'clock. And Bennett goes, actually, it's 8:56.
Oh my god.
Like, that's the part of the parenting that we are in. Got it. Okay. Mm-hmm. I took a deep breath and I go, you're right, bud, but I rounded up because we're close enough. So it's 9 o'clock.
And it's gonna take you another 4 minutes anyway to get in bed. Yeah. So I mean, as moms, I feel like this is all the time having to control our reactions in any situation,
Mm-hmm.
you know? So I feel like it's always the same answers, being aware first, you know,
Yeah.
um, taking a breath, going on a
Because
walk.
we got to be that steady.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the other thing, I told you I went to that, it's like this mom's group at church. They were talking about
Yeah.
marriage yesterday. And my like one massive takeaway, which can also be applied to work and anything else, right? Is that people can't read your mind,
Yeah, that's
which is
so good.
also a good thing, right?
Definitely a good thing. Uh huh.
Yeah. So they can't
Such a good
they
thing.
can't read your mind. So if you want help, if you have something on your mind that is frustrating you, like take the beat
Mm-hmm.
and collect your thoughts, but you also need to share with them,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that they know what
Yeah.
you're thinking. If there's an argument, if
Mm-hmm.
maybe not like my situation with this contract, but if you have a relationship of any kind, work, home, family, spouse, kids, whatever, you can pause so that you don't have the reaction right away, right? Like we first discussed.
Mm-hmm.
But also you have to circle back and go back and have the conversation and communicate.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I think too, in doing that, you also have enough time to figure out, is it something that needs to be brought up,
Hmm.
right? Because like, okay, they can't read your mind. Okay, that's probably a blessing. No, it is a blessing for sure. But then you're like, okay, then you're kind of deciding in your mind, do I need to bring this up? Do I need to talk about it? Do I need to, you know, do I need to ask for help here? Okay, no, I just need to get out of bed earlier. Or, like there are certain things where then when you're self reflecting and being aware, you're like, okay, no, I can handle that. Okay, no, I don't need to bring that up. Okay, no, it just kind of goes back to everything you just said, like pausing. But nobody can read my mind. So, okay, why am I frustrated right now? Oh, I'm frustrated because this work thing. Okay, well, it has nothing to do with this. So, do I need to react in that way?
Mm-hmm.
Probably not.
Mm-hmm. Especially because we work from home too. So, I mean, things bleed out to other areas. Like we walk,
They say shut the door, but it doesn't always work.
well, yeah, yeah. And literally like right outside the door here, like I can hear the dog barking right now because somebody's at the front door, you know? It's that
Right.
close. So it's hard to
Mm-hmm.
shut off if something's happening in here with a contract to then walk
Mm-hmm.
out and be like, "Oh, I'm really chipper and nothing's wrong right now."
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Well, I think also in the industry that you and I are in, well, in any industry now with technology and emails on the phone and all that kind of stuff, and working remotely, it's very hard to turn it off because it's on your phone.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So then you have that added, you know,
Mhm.
almost non-buffer, right? Where you're like, okay, great. Well, I could shut the door,
But
take a
then I
breath,
got this
right?
thing.
But then you have a notification on your phone or an email dings through.
Mhm.
And so
So
it
then
is
so
like,
then you have to have that the talk of having the real separation of like, okay, no phones at the
mm-hmm,
dinner table, notifications off, or like then you go into the boundary situation too. You know, what are the boundaries with work?
totally.
Well, we tend to respond 24/7 to real estate. So there's got to be the certain times that it's off. Like I got to focus
Mm-hmm,
on the dinner table, although literally last night at the dinner table I took a call because it was an agent and I knew that it was something about a listing that I needed to attend to. So,
mm.
I mean, I'm a bad example of that. I'm a work in progress, you know. But
Well, and I've started, well, and I think it depends, again, it goes back to your role in the situation, right? Where if I'm working on something as a transaction coordinator, I can have stricter boundaries because escrow's closed, right?
right.
When you are a listing agent or a buyer's, and you have the 9 o'clock deadline on the contract, it's different. So it also depends on the role where
Mhm.
that can dictate your boundaries of, because I can turn off a lot easier right now,
Right.
or, than you can, because it's like your role is different in that
Yeah.
situation.
And if I'm in Chicago and I'm not in Washington, because I go back and
And
forth,
then the
right?
time zones
Yeah.
and, mm-hmm,
So if we're eating
totally.
dinner and it's 6 o'clock, it's only 4 o'clock there. So I feel this
Mm-hmm,
like duty to still
mm-hmm,
respond. Which people, it's fine. They understand, and I always do respond and generally answer the phone. But there should be boundaries during dinner, especially.
yeah,
You know.
yeah.
But
We've started doing that more of like no phone time during dinner time,
mhm, it does wonders.
and it's helpful. It
Yeah.
does. I mean, and sometimes like I've started asking too what's been the favorite part of the day.
Mhm. Yep. How's
And
that
most
going?
of the time it's good. Like for me, most of the time it is dinner. There's no phone. We're talking, we're laughing. It's not work related,
But you're showing the
but
kid
it is.
to have those conversations because if I'm on my phone, they don't
Mm-hmm,
care because they're just gonna do whatever and they're
mm-hmm,
gonna watch TV or be on their iPad or whatever, right? I have to set the example. They're
totally.
following me.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm saying no, we're talking.
Follow the leader.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah. And it's our job
Yeah.
to set the example.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't mean it's not hard.
Yeah. Or that we don't make mistakes, or
Right.
that we want to complain about it, or
And
any
okay,
of that stuff.
I'm glad you said that. I do think it's okay to complain. Like I complain to Brian all the time about this stuff, right? But it's better to complain
Mm-hmm.
to him and be open with him than have that facing clients or coworkers, or
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So, but that's
Because
what
we
that
all know those
relationship
types of
is for,
people
that support
that,
and that, right?
yeah,
Like you said, you
yeah.
soundboard with Joseph and you complain.
Because we all know those types of people that don't do that and that don't have that filter and that awareness. And then those are the types of people that you're usually like, oh, I don't really want to be around that person,
Yes, especially if they're
you
negative
know?
all the time,
Mm-hmm.
right?
It's because there's not a filter.
Mm-hmm.
That
And
was kind of sassy, but that's my opinion.
well, it's true. And I mean, so then that takes you into like someone's energy and their like positivity or negativity, like that bleeds out to everybody. So
Mm-hmm.
also how you react to people affects there's a ripple effect.
Totally.
You know, I was just telling one of my team leaders this morning, like, hey, how you show up to work, the energy you bring, that affects everybody.
Yeah,
The rest of your
totally.
team, right?
Mm-hmm.
Think about you. You have a huge team. If you showed up on the call and you're like, complain, like that's going to bring everybody down.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
But if you show up with a positive
Well, and like
attitude,
100%. Because, and then like, okay, there's 12 on the TC team, there's 15 on the wholesale team. I mean, that's a lot of people that you could bring down real fast
mm-hmm, or bring up really fast.
or bring up. So you got to like check yourself before you wreck yourself.
It's true. But
I
then,
had to do that.
but you hit the nail on the head. Like you have to check your attitude before you get on the calls with those people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which takes
Or
effect.
also there's safe people on the team where it's like, who's on the call? Okay, I'm only on with this person and this person. I can be a little bit more real.
Right.
Finding your people.
Finding your people. Man, we touched on a lot of different really good points in the last 22 minutes. Find your people. Don't react. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. I think the react.
Like recognize your lane and like
Oh
your
yeah.
role in the situation
Mm-hmm.
and what
Mm-hmm.
you could do or not do or
Mm-hmm. Um. Yeah.
just at the end of the day it just comes down to just self-awareness.
Always.
We always talk about it. We all like
It always circles
big
back to
circle.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Have some freaking awareness. Cash.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I think for me, to protect my heart palpitations, my main thing is I need to focus on what I can control
Mm-hmm.
and my reactions and like the taking a beat. That's like my biggest thing right now.
Yeah.
So,
Just take a pause.
yeah. And deep breaths. I
And deep
literally walked
breaths.
out of my office earlier. Brian was in the kitchen. And I was like, he was like, what's going on? I was like, just hold on. I just need to breathe.
You're like, I just need a moment of
I'm
silence, please.
literally going to have a heart attack.
Yeah. I
Breathing,
love it.
breathing. All right, people.
Breathing.
Well,
Okay.
hope this helps somebody. I don't
Well,
know.
keep me posted if I can help you with that situation too.
I will. I'll keep you posted.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Have a good day.
Have a fantastic day.
Bye.